Hi YouTube, it's me, Sarah. I tried to record this video about 5 times as it felt like last night. So I'm recording it right now. I was planning on recording it face to face anyway, so yeah, I'll just get to it. While I pick at stuff and just waste time, you know. I don't have a whole lot of progress done. I feel like I do, but I don't. I haven't been able to finish that first half of the first page quite yet, and it's a little disappointing, but considering I feel like I'm moving at a decent pace, I suppose, if you want to call it that. I do have to show you, I had a work accident. Can you see? My nail is gone. Tear. I'm a little sad. I do my nails at home, so yeah, these were done at home, and I really had a little bit of an issue there with my cuticle bleeding, but you know, I do my nails at home, and it's going to be about time to redo them, but I'm a little rough with them, and this one was already loose from the glue in order to get the tip on there, and it just popped right off at work while I was dealing with some of the boxes, and because we had inventory yesterday, so it popped off yesterday. It didn't hurt. It was just unfun and very sad that now I am missing a nail to make my nails look more, you know, girly and I like my nails. I don't generally like them this long, but I've gotten used to it, so what you gonna do? I've learned how to do everything with them this length, so I'll see what I do when I redo them later. Not today, obviously. I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then I'll have to file them down and yeah, go from there. So with the cross stitch progress, I have been doing this one. I don't usually have this picture in front of me at all, and we have the chart that I have been working on. Like, I can show you this portion here is all I've been working on, the top wing and the body. So just from that part over to here is where I have been working. I really like the detail in this piece. It's interesting how much detail is actually in there that you don't realize is there. But yeah, I really like it. So I will show you. Yes, these are my threads. I will. Okay, here it is. You still cannot, on this camera, can't see there is like dark navies, browns, and gray in there. You can kind of see it a little bit. It kind of makes it all come together. But there it is. I just have a little bit of filling in left to do everywhere. I did some last night, so I've completed, I think, the first 2 like rows across in the first page, but I still have, obviously there's still a couple here that would really take out most of the background, and then there's just that little bit. There's some here and through the wing, and just a little bit underneath the wing, and then I will be able to move on to the next half, which with the next half I'm going to take it at a different way, I suppose, and see if that works, at least through this first part, the first row of 10 by 10 in that half. I'm going to go by the 10 by 10 squares and see if that actually makes me feel like I'm getting through something, if I actually work on just one 10 by 10 square and finish it and park my thread like I did here. I parked these 2 threads, or at least I'm trying my version of parking, I suppose. It was because I had only like a few of the symbols for these colors in that area, and I didn't feel like snipping the long pieces of thread yet, so I felt like it was going to be a little bit worth it to park it. And I park in from the bottom left to the top right, and then I go, because I start in the bottom left. My crosses is bottom left to top right, and then bottom right to top left. That's how I usually do my stitches. Unless with the top stitch it has to go from the top left to the bottom right. Other than that, it's always started in the bottom left to the top right corner. And that is all I have on that. I'm hoping to have this half finished by next week, and hopefully some progress on the next half started. I have also another project. I had two that I was working on. I don't usually have two, but when I sleep in the other bedroom to deal with the puppy, the lighting is not as good as whenever I'm in here because I don't have as many bulbs in the light, my overhead light, and then I don't have a good lamp that I have that's like over me, so I can't really see what I'm doing. So I wind up working on something that has less dark colors, like this design that I've been doing. So I chose for my little project to do there, which I have probably almost completed it, is this Lucilla kit that is called Unicorn Dreams. And I have done all the hair except for the back stitching. I've done the horn and the top of its head where the light pink is, and I've done some of his face area, so I will show you that. There it is, and I started his face, so, or her face, I don't care which one. But this took me, I think, it took me from one night, and then the next day is whenever I did this, right before work. So I've completed a good chunk of it, I suppose. And after I finish the portion of like the face and everything, I will work on the yellow background and leave the background and leave the words and the stars for last, just to take out the bigger chunk of everything. And that is all the progress I have. This, I'm hoping, will be done by next week as well, or at least really, really close. Not sure. Also by next week, excuse me, also by next week I hope to have maybe a small bit of a haul, I guess you could say. I don't really like the word haul. Not my favorite word. I would say more like loot. Not really. Just a few new items. And I'm also working on trying to go through some old magazines and tear them apart to pull out the ones, the cross stitch that I want. I have to get a binder and some sheet protectors for the paper, so I can have those. That way I don't have to worry about keeping them in magazine form, because I'm getting tired of having all of them around, and I don't want all the patterns in them anyway, so there will be that as well. That I'm going to be dealing with as a long process, since I have very, very many magazines. The ones that are a little bit more difficult is the small magazines, and by small I mean like this size magazine. This size magazine is a little bit more difficult to tear apart because it's a little bit smaller. But I have to go through these as well, so I have a bunch of them everywhere, all over the place, and everything everywhere, so there will be a bunch of that going on, so there may not be a whole lot of progress either. Never know. I hate the never knows. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Anyway, So yeah, I'm going to get off here, start laundry, and cross stitch. And try to get as much done as possible to have something to show next week. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye.